All right. Hi, Ali. It's so good to see you. Congratulations on your nomination for the Community Entrepreneur. I'm excited to be with you here today, and I'm hoping that you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and your business.
Hey, Jenna, thank you so much for having me. I am Allison Oakes of OB Hive Beeswax Food Wraps and Bumble Bags. Currently, I'm sitting in my manufacturing space, which is located downtown Barrie. I am open for appointment only at this time, but most of my products can be found around Ontario, some out west of Canada, and yeah, you can shop with me online or on my Instagram at obhiveberry.
Awesome. We will keep an eye out for that. As an entrepreneur and a solo entrepreneur, what is the biggest thing that you have learned?
Ooh, the biggest thing that I have learned since even becoming my own boss is to never compare myself or my business with others. This one has always resonated with me. Just knowing that I am trying to be my best and most authentic self. And I really try to live by that every day.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and congratulations again.
Thanks, Jenna.
Hello, Michael. It's lovely to see you again. I'm so happy that we got this time to talk about your awesome achievement here. You have been nominated.
Yes, it is. It is awesome to be nominated. So thank you to HBEC and the nomination. It's exciting. It made my day.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to start off with a really tough question. Michael Agama, who are you?
You know what? People ask me that all the time, and I should come up with a really good answer. But Michael Agama is a passionate entrepreneur who spent 30 years in public service and in post-secondary education as an administrator, as a professor, as a program coordinator, and suddenly in 2015 decided that everyone had a side hustle, and I decided that I needed one too. So Agama work came about.
Yeah.
And so I went the route of entrepreneurism, which led me to Agama work. John Pickard at the time of HBEC said, Agama, in 3 years, I think this will be so big, you'll be out of here, meaning Georgian. And 2018, as I looked at all of the forms that they give you at Georgian, I knew I could retire. So I did. And instead of settling down in a warm destination, I thought I'd leave this world a better place. And so Agama work is in its 7th season, and we seamlessly connect people with work and work with people across Central Ontario. And we started in hospitality. We've morphed into construction, into agriculture, into healthcare. And my final sentence is, I don't think there's a labor shortage. I think there's just a labor connection challenge. And Agama work is the answer to that problem. That's who Michael Agama is. And, that's the business side, Virginia, if I may. I have 2 wonderful sons. I have Pam in my life. So part of the world of success is having a good balance and having a support team. So without them, I would not be the success I am today.
What is the biggest thing you have learned since becoming an entrepreneur?
I would say the biggest thing I've learned ever since becoming an entrepreneur is that without the support of people around you, because you probably don't realize it because of how I look, but I'm a little bit more vintage than some entrepreneurs. And I've always been a serial entrepreneur, but I've learned very well that don't hesitate to ask for help. You don't know all the answers.
Yes.
And if you know the right people to ask, and there's a trust that they will give you honest feedback, then they're only there to assist you. So all of the wonderful people over the last 7 years or over my whole career who have been there to say, attaboy, you can do it, don't give up. The hard days are going to come, the good days are going to come, but just be persevere and be persistent. So I think that's one of the keys that I've learned ever since I've become an entrepreneur is, keep going, keep dreaming.
Well, I think you just gave me $1 million answer. So thank you so much, Michael.
You're welcome.
Sven, can you share a little bit about what your business is all about?
Absolutely. Always Bearded Lifestyle is a men's grooming company that's designed to help men take care of their facial hair. For a lot of us, bearded men, when we grow out our beard, it gets itchy, it gets dry, it gets, in some cases, stinky. We wanted to come out with a diverse line of products that was going to help guys take care of their facial hair, look their best, feel their best, and be as confident as possible, with their facial hair.
Great. Okay. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned since becoming an entrepreneur?
The biggest thing that I've learned becoming an entrepreneur is to not dwell on too much of the mistakes that you make throughout your journey. And there's going to be a lot of mistakes that you're going to make. You're going to learn from them. And I think that's what makes you a good entrepreneur is falling and getting up and learning from your mistakes and moving forward on them. But one of the critical mistakes I think that you can make as an entrepreneur is getting too critical of yourself and not wanting to fail. And that's going to result in failure to launch, where you're just too scared to do things because of the possibility you might fail. So I think that being an entrepreneur is you got to jump in and you got to make mistakes and learn from them.
That's great. Thank you.
Hi, John and Rose from Bad Vegan. It is nice to see you today, and congratulations on your nomination. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
We run Bad Vegan, which is 100% gluten-free, plant-based, and nut-free bake shop in Collingwood, Ontario.
With this business, what is the biggest thing you have learned since becoming an entrepreneur?
There has been a lot of rolling with the punches. There's been some pivoting, and there's been a lot of resources offered by the town and the community that have been very, very valuable.
I mean, especially doing this during a pandemic, is being able to pivot if you need to, being able to find resources, and not afraid to try something a little different if you have to. Don't be so hard-headed, and be okay with changing if you need to, which we've had to do a lot of.
What was that big pivot that you had to do that you can mention?
Online.
Yeah, that would be the most obvious one. Like we opened a retail store to have people come in, and then that lasted about a month, and then we had a pandemic kick in. So there was always kind of an idea that we would be able to move to enter some online sales one day, but that forced our hand to do it immediately, where for a few months there, 100% of our sales were online with no customers. So it was almost a complete pivot at first of what we were initially planning.
Some major challenges that I encountered were how to continue our excellent customer service with no face-to-face.
Yeah.
So we implemented things through email, through messaging, and little notes that you can attach to the packaging. You just learn and you grow and you roll with what gets thrown at you. And I think that challenging, changing priorities is what I find the fun part.
Well, it is so interesting to learn how you have pivoted and continue the changes throughout your business. Thank you so much for your time, and it is a pleasure to have you here today. Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Hey, Mike, want to congratulate you and Corey on your nomination for this year's medal award. And I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit more about you and about TenFed.
Yeah, thanks, John. So my name is Mike Wallace. My business partner, Corey McLaughlin, he's unable to join today, but yeah, I'll just give you a bit of a rundown of what TenFed is. TenFed is a social enterprise that we started about 6 years ago. And how it works is every single item that we sell, we provide 10 meals to hungry children around the world. And we do that through a charity partner that we've partnered with called Kids Against Hunger Canada. So they're a Canadian organization. They are based in Peterborough. And the beauty part about them is always at least 1/3 of the food that they package always stays in Canada. And obviously, as Canadian guys running a business, that was a super important piece to us. We wanted to feed people locally, as well as around the world too, because there's a lot of, obviously hunger is a problem that's, it's not going away in our lifetime. And it's not going away as long as we think about it with the same mindset that we have been. And Corey and I had been friends for quite some time, and we always wanted to do something in business together. So long story short, we went to a Tony Robbins seminar in Chicago, and I was working in the corporate world. Corey had a landscaping company at the time, and that seminar changed everything. We came out of there different people, and within a year, we'd started a social enterprise called Passion 12, which eventually kind of morphed into TenFed. But really our goal was to just help as many people as possible. I mean, we're pretty fortunate to live the lives that we do. We have a roof over our heads. We have food on the tables. So really what we wanted to do was we wanted to make a positive impact on the world and help people that were in need, but also build a business for ourselves as well. It was always a personal goal of ours to build something awesome for us. So yeah, TenFed's been around for, like I said, just about 6 years now. And we've provided just over 335,000 meals so far. And yeah, it's something we're super proud of. And we've been working with, obviously, with the good folks at HBEC, and they've been instrumental in helping us grow, especially over the last year.
That's amazing. So this is really your first foray into entrepreneurship, this venture. And so I'd be interested to know, what do you think is the greatest lesson you've learned since becoming an entrepreneur?
That's a great question. I would probably say the ability to adapt to different situations. Entrepreneurship is not something where you can just read a book or take a course and then just go at it and be successful. You're constantly working with a changing environment, and you need to be able to adapt to every single situation, and every single situation being very unique. And you're going to fall a lot of times along the way. But the key is you just got to keep getting back up, learning from it, and changing your direction. And that kind of ties into Corey and I are very much into the whole personal growth side as well, which is why we were into Tony Robbins in the first place. But to grow as an individual, I think running a company and running a business and starting it from scratch and going through all the hardships and learning how to get back up and take those bumps and bruises along the way, that's it goes into a big part of who we are, not only as business owners, but just as people, the people we are today. And I wouldn't change anything. I have no regrets at all for leaving the corporate world. And it's been a tough road, but we've come such a long way, especially since COVID hit. We've basically had to adapt again, going back to that adaptability. But yeah, we would normally bring in most of our revenue with live events. So we were going from trade shows and markets, pop-up shops. And we obviously, when COVID hit back last year, that changed everything for us. And we had to adapt. We had a little bit of online presence at the time, but it was kind of something we always had on the back burner. But we've had to switch gears completely and build basically an online platform from scratch. And that's where HBEC was instrumental in helping us grow. We worked with quite a few awesome mentors there, Alex Brown being one of them. And yeah, it was just, it was a game changer for us, and we continue to grow. We've got a long way to go still, but we're super proud of where we are and where we landed as a result of the challenge.
Amazing. It sounds immensely fulfilling, the mission and the project you've undertaken. It looks like you're definitely no lack of passion for what you do either. So thanks very much, Mike.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. And thanks to HBEC.